The following is a presentation of the Retro Network.
Welcome to the Advent Calendar House, the holiday specials podcast that dares to ask, why wait for Halloween when the middle of summer is keen for scaring people out of their wits? It is once again the 13th of July, which in this house means it's time to spookalize. So join us as we creep all the way back to 1997 to celebrate All Hallows Eve on Sesame Street. Prepare yourself, 'cause Elmo says boo.
Elmo says boo.
I am tapping, talking, singing, dancing, and subjectively handsome, entombed ancient Egyptian statue Mike Westfall. Need a breath after that. And joining me is my favorite literary vampire, and I can assure you, she's got funny, scary jokes. Please don't hang up. It's Becca Petunia from toughpigs.com. Hey, Becca.
Mike, you need to know that you stole all of the jokes I was going to use to get started with this.
Oh.
I was going to be like, it's time to spookalize. I was literally like, why wait for Halloween? Anytime is keen for scaring people out of their wits. Wow, I'm so glad to be here. I'm fascinated by Elmo Says. You know what? So, okay. The Muppet movie. The Dark Crystal.
The Dark Crystal, okay.
Follow that bird.
Okay. She's holding her hand up, folks, to, show tears.
Elmo Says boo. I think we can all agree that those are the four most important works of puppetry ever filmed.
Wow, the four horsemen of the Muppet filmography. Yep. Yeah.
Because where would we be without Elmo Says Boo? Jokes aside, this special is a mess, and I kind of wonder if this special, one of the things that I was thinking about when watching this, and we'll talk a little bit. I mean, obviously, I know how your show works. We'll get into plot and stuff.
Sure.
Is maybe the idea of trying to make a scary Sesame Street special in the year 1997 is just a functionally impossible thing to do.
I guess you're right. When you put it into that time frame, that makes this make more sense than it should.
And one of the most interesting things to me about Elmo Says Boo, you're using this as your Halloween episode this season.
Sure am.
And I guess it's also your Muppet episode this season.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Here's what's interesting is I'm looking at Muppet Wiki right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Muppet Wiki has one note for Elmo Says Boo.
Oh boy.
Notes. The video was originally going to be a Halloween production, with many references to the holiday, but that got changed at the last minute.
What? Huh? I missed that note.
And you will notice that while the album Elmo Says Boo, which I love even more than this special,
yeah,
I think if we had to rank things, it would go the album Elmo Says Boo, the Muppet movie, Follow That Bird. But the album mentions Halloween in the song that you referenced in your introduction. the word Halloween is never stated in the special Elmo Says Boo.
You know, I didn't think about that. You look at the cover of this thing, it's Elmo and the Count on a bright orange background. For all intents and purposes, this is marketed as a Halloween special, but you're right. There's no Halloween in this.
Right. And it was aired on PBS in October as part of Halloween programming.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a good thing we're doing this for Halloween, or for Halloween in Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Because this special came out on July 8th, 1997.
Yeah.
Which I suspect has something to do with why they had to change it from being about Halloween.
Oh, you think?
They probably had this release date first, right?
Yeah, but that's not unusual for things. I know that Christmas specials will go on shelves in September just so they're available in time. So I figured they did the same thing for a Halloween special.
But they don't say Halloween.
No.
And I think that's kind of what's so perplexing about this special sometimes, is there isn't a lot of let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, first off, you introduced me to this video a few years ago when we were talking about Elmo Saves Christmas. I think I watched it maybe a day or so after we finished recording that. Remind me of your history with Elmo Says BOO.
So I did not grow up with Elmo Says Boo.
Okay.
I only know Elmo Says Boo because of an old Tough Pigs article.
Okay.
There was and I can't check right now because as we are speaking, our fearless leader, Joe Hennis, is on the call with tech support because Tough Pigs is down right now.
Oh, dear.
So I can't check the date or anything. But Danny Horn had a My Week with Halloween specials. And he did a little My Week kind of breakdown on this and on a magical Halloween adventure, which is another Halloween special, Sesame Street. I'm not sure if you've seen that one, Mike Westfall.
I have not.
Okay, well, that one features the amazing Mumford and Carolyn Ray as wizards who are afraid of monsters. So you can add that to the list.
Okay, done.
But that's where I was familiar with it. And I enjoyed reading Danny's thing about it. But the moment when I became obsessed with Elmo Says Boo was the moment that your pal and mine, Anthony Strand, wrote an article for toughpigs.com that was the definitive ranking of all 15 funny, scary jokes from Elmo Says Boo. Because if Elmo Says Boo has a plot, and we'll go beat by beat. I know how this podcast works. Longtime listener, I once had to go beat by beat and everything that happened in the 4 hours and 45 minutes that was the Keanu Reeves Babes in Toyland.
Thank you.
Don't fact check me on that time code, but that's what it felt like.
It sure did.
But if there's a plot to this special, it is that Elmo goes to the Count's castle for no reason, because it's not Halloween, goes to the Count's castle because he wants to tell the Count funny, scary jokes. Or scary, funny jokes, spooky, funny jokes.
The order changes throughout the special.
I'm pretty sure the order changes throughout the special.
Eventually they land on funny, scary jokes and just keep that going through the rest of it. But I don't remember at what point they decide, no, this is what we're calling them. Let's stick to the script.
But the concern, the going concern here is that Elmo is going to tell the Count, sub-popsicle stick quality jokes. And Elmo is joined, and I'm putting joined in quotes, by several other 1990s era Muppets who also tell funny, scary jokes to children and not the Count. And then also the Count's friends who are a talking skeleton and a haunted suit of armor also tell funny, scary jokes. And there's 15 of them, and Anthony ranked them, and that is my favorite Tough Pigs article of all time.
Wow. It is a good one.
I was in the car with my spouse, longtime friend of Tough Pigs, Eli Lee, and I was the other 2 days ago, and I was reading this article, Anthony's article, which I've read many times. I was reading it and I started crying laughing. I don't know why I love this article so much, but this article confirmed for me that Elmo Says BOO was special. And then here's the thing is, unlike Anthony Strand, who only stopped at the special, I discovered the Elmo Says BOO album.
Yes.
Which I have demanded Mike also make this episode about, or specifically about two of the tracks from the album in particular. The Elmo Says BOO album cements this as my favorite thing, because the Elmo Says BOO album is 50% tracks from the 1970s album Monsters.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, it has 4 tracks in common with that album.
Okay, yeah. I may have had that album, or I may have had, yeah.
It was my favorite album growing up. I've talked about it on my podcasts.
Yeah.
It's part of why I Want a Monster to Be My Friend so much, and that's like my signature Sesame song.
Nice.
Because I had the old version that had that before they banned it.
Oh.
But there's 4 tracks that are the same as that. And then there's a bunch of new recordings of Elmo and the Count singing some of the most terrible Halloween songs you can imagine. And also Telly and Zoe and the Count singing, the Monster Mash doesn't start as a great song.
Yeah, I guess not.
But Telly Monster, Zoe, and Count Von Count proved that you can make it worse.
You can. Oh, Telly, the whole song, Telly's doing the thing where he's interrupting the Count, trying to tell us about what happened while he was counting in his castle late one night. And Telly keeps doing the thing that is on every children's album where it's just like, he sure was, or something like, I hate it.
I was counting in my castle late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight.
What was
for
it?
My monster.
I hate it. I don't even like when people sing Rudolph and they're like a light bulb. It's like, stop. I'm trying to listen to a song.
I've discussed this, on Moving Right Along, our friend Ryan and our friend Anthony's podcast.
Yeah.
I was on their episode on Kermit Unpigged. And there's a thing, I was on one of their 2 episodes about Kermit Unpigged.
That's right, because they talked to the producer or somebody.
They talked to the producer, yeah, which was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a less exciting guest than that. I'm just some woman from New York. But we talked a little bit about that, and it's something we at Tough Pigs have talked about a few times. There was a thing in the 90s where Muppet albums needed to include the Muppets just interrupting whoever was singing to make comments.
Yeah.
And I think of, a perfect example being on Kermit Unpigged when Kermit and Linda Ronstadt are singing All I Have to Do Is Dream. And Linda Ronstadt goes, when I feel blue. And Kermit goes, or green.
Just unnecessary.
So Telly's like that, except louder.
Yeah, much louder.
But let's, do you want to get started talking about the special at this point?
Yeah, sure. Let's spookalize. And to clear things up now, we keep using that word. It's from the song, never spoken in the special.
Correct. That is another thing that I got from the album. We'll end where we began with spookalizing. Let's do the special.
Yeah, okay. So this special opens with our little hero Elmo cautiously approaching the front door of the Count's castle, getting startled by every distant animal cry he hears.
Whoa, spooky around here, isn't it? But Elmo
Elmo doesn't mind, because Elmo is here to tell Mr. Count some funny jokes. Ooh, spooky ones, too.
We don't often see the front door of the Count's castle, but I definitely recognize this same set from another sketch starring the Count and Susan Sarandon in a parody of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I love this sketch. I've talked about it multiple times.
Yeah, this is real.
And part of what's on multiple of my podcasts, when I was actually going to talk about it, this will be out before season 2 of A Prairie Dawn Companion.
Okay.
But it has to be mentioned in that because that sketch that you're talking about, which is not in Elmo Says BOO, but it's important to discuss, does strongly suggest that the Count has dated Susan Sarandon.
Yeah. Yup.
It is almost unquestionable. It is almost unquestionable that the two are in, or maybe not in a relationship, but have gotten back from a date.
From a date. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, in 1989, Sesame Street did a Rocky Horror spoof with Susan Sarandon and the Count trying to take shelter from a storm at the same front door. It's holding the newspaper overhead the same exact way. It's very well directed.
So the Count has had a long history of girlfriends, the different countesses, and also Susan Sarandon. And he's repeatedly knocking on the door and he counts each knock. This goes on for several minutes and Susan wonders, why is no one answering? Before the Count reveals, no one's answering because this is his castle. He just likes counting knocks. He does love to count. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's kind of subtle.
That's why they call him the Count.
Oh, I never got that.
Because he loves to count things. No, yeah, he should have told us. But while I was rewatching that sketch, I realized I think that might have been my first exposure to Susan Sarandon.
Oh, it definitely was for me, but
okay.
I'm younger.
Okay. Well, now we have Elmo at this same front door, but as he reaches for the knocker, it suddenly knocks itself, followed by a familiar but echoey yes.
Knock, knock!
Who's there? Bat who?
Better open the door, Mr. Count. Elmo has some funny jokes to tell you.
Mike, I don't know if you get that. Let me explain it. Let me explain it to you.
Please.
So, bat is an animal that is scary, and batter is a word that uses the word for this animal inside of it, and it sounds like better. Yeah. And you could say better open up if you had funny, scary jokes to tell a vampire who lives in Central Park.
We're coming out swinging. This joke's got layers.
Like an onion.
Like an onion. Or a cake that uses cake batter.
Yeah. Oh, batter open up.
Batter open up, see? The door creaks open and out fly 2 bats, who unfortunately don't object to Elmo's joke, followed by the Count himself, who tells his guests that was one very good joke. And as he counts the one very good joke, a ghost holding the number 1 flies above them and across our screens. Gotta show those numerals for the kids, but it's a different font than the usual one I'm used to seeing on Sesame Street. They got a little extra for this special.
Yeah, they tried to go spookier.
Oh, I guess so. Serifs are spooky.
Again, it's not Halloween, but
I guess it's a happy-looking ghost. They're smiling.
Yeah, so part of me, for all that I'm joking about this special being misguided, I like, in a way, so it's really funny because I've talked a lot about how much I love Halloween and horror movies. For those who don't know, I had a sort of spooky themed wedding. I got married in October, and we had a bunch of bats and ghosts and stuff around our, it kind of looked like the Count's castle where we got married.
Oh yeah.
And somebody had batter open up the ceremony.
You played the Monster Mash without Telly?
Yeah, we played the non-Telly version of the Monster Mash, and also a dance remix of the Lavender Town theme from Pokemon. If you're listening to this and you do know what that is, you're thinking, wow, Becca made a great choice. If you're Mike Westfall, this means nothing.
I got nothing.
But I was a very frightened child. I found everything scary. I especially Halloween stuff. And I like that this special is really trying to, pun intended, defang the Halloween stuff and be like, no, Halloween is about stupid jokes.
It really is.
And the answer is Halloween is as much about stupid jokes as it is about, Memento Mori and all that, right? Like, if anything, it's more about stupid jokes. And I appreciate that. I just feel like the special doesn't really go far enough. Because unlike a lot of Sesame Street things that actually deal with, like, these complex emotions, Elmo just kind of rolls with it.
He does.
And I don't think this is necessarily a great teaching tool to be like, Halloween is actually fun.
Because we see him get kind of spooked every time there's a flash of lightning, every time he runs into something spooky in the Count's castle, as we'll see as we go through this. Yeah, he shivers a bit, and then they go back to the jokes. But yeah, you're right. Elmo doesn't really deal with that moment of fear.
There's some Bear in the Big Blue House episodes that deal with it better, I feel like.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
The Bear Halloween one, and I feel like even more important than the Bear Halloween one is the one with Benny the Bat, which they put on the Halloween album. I'm not going to get into this, but sure. I think you can do it. Mm-hmm. I feel like this doesn't quite know what it wants to do besides these groaners. And speaking of groaners, the Count gets joke number 2 inside the castle.
Yes.
Which is, Mike, I don't know, are you ready for this? Because the joke is, what's a ghost's favorite dessert?
I don't know. What is a ghost's favorite dessert?
Well, the Count doesn't answer because a really great Muppet ghost swoops in and says, "Blueberry pie."
Yeah, very good.
Which is not really a joke so much as product placement.
Yes. Because I genuinely think that this is not just a play on words. I think this ghost is talking about a dessert pie containing the cereal Blueberry.
So my spouse and I, 4 different Halloween parties we've thrown or been to over the years, have made Rice Krispie treats out of Monster cereal, which is obviously very sweet.
Yeah,
but it tends to go over big. We brought it to roller derby practice last October. And the team ate it all up.
Love it.
So maybe that's it. But I love this ghost. Mike, you and I were talking about him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the same as like the Muppet ghosts that we see in Haunted Mansion and stuff.
Right.
He's got really silly Sesame Street-y eyes. I like him a lot.
I think he's great looking. He's got like the blue eyelids, like Sesame Street colored little eyelids. And he also has a blue tongue, which is why I think, he's talking about the cereal.
Yeah. He could be the new mascot of Boo Berry. I mean, they had a Boo Berry Muppet, right?
Yeah, they did. It's behind me that no one can see. Oh, nope. Swedish Chef is now sitting in front of the Boo Berry box.
Oh, yeah. I have the same boxes. I haven't hung them up yet, but I have them set aside.
No, they're here. Well, here's the thing. I don't think I've ever brought this up on the podcast, but I hate Boo Berry, the cereal, the flavor. It is my least favorite Monster cereal.
So I have all of the Monster cereal boxes framed in the kitchen.
Okay.
Like the regular boxes, and specifically about 10 years ago, no, probably more, maybe closer to 15 years ago, they brought back all of the original style boxes. So I have all of those.
Nice.
And it's worth also noting that my spouse is in my phone as Fruit Brute, Um,
Oh, I love it.
because there's several plays there, including plays on homosexuality. I can make that joke. Maybe, I can make that joke.
Yeah, fine.
But so my spouse is in my phone as Fruit Brute. I love the monster cereals. I think they are all some of the grossest foods in the world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I can stand some better than others. Blueberry is at the very bottom of the list. It
Yeah.
tastes like the corpse of a blueberry.
And speaking of corpses, this joke is so funny that, as Muppet Wiki says here, the joke tickles the funny bone of a skeleton who
Yes.
used to sing a song with the Count.
Yeah, it's a human skeleton behind Elmo, appears to be hanging from the ceiling, and laughs at this joke. But when the skeleton laughs, between the ghost, Elmo is genuinely frightened by this ghost swooping in and saying, "Boo, berry pie." Like, Elmo screams at that, and then screams again when the skeleton starts laughing. So he's properly frightened now.
The skeleton is kind of scary because it's not a Muppet skeleton. It's just a realistic human skeleton.
Yeah. And for some reason, the tickling of its funny bone doesn't count toward the running tally of what we now know is our 15 funny, scary jokes.
No, because here's what you don't realize, Mike Westfall, is that is not a joke. That's just a true fact of science.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Jokes tickle the funny bone. But yeah, the Count mentions he and his skeleton friend used to sing a song all about the bones in your body. And he flashes back to a classic segment where he sings all about the bones, 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 bones inside of you.
Bones, 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 more than just a few. So many you can't count them, amazing, but it's true. There are bones, 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 bones inside of you.
This song gets stuck in my head all the time. All the time. It's interesting because one of the things that you're forced to think a lot about in this special is, like, does the Count like spooky things? And I guess the answer is yes, because he has bats and lives in a castle?
I'm guessing so.
Other than this sketch, how often do we see the Count interacting with scary things? This sketch is classic. Muppet Wiki says it first aired on March 3rd, 1980.
Right.
So it's old. That's one of the episodes where they were going to Hawaii was its first appearance. Hey.
Okay.
But it's one of the only times, but admittedly, this song is largely about counting, and also largely about how you need bones listen. If you had no bones, then you'd fall down, just like puddles on the ground.
Right. This might be the song that taught me the word skeleton. Count told me to remember that because it's one of his favorites, so I did.
So I guess he does like scary things. He does like the word skeleton.
Yeah.
And then, did they cut the ending here? Because the skeleton starts laughing, and it's kind of scary when the skeleton starts laughing.
Yeah, a little bit. This sketch was kind of spooky for old Count sketches, and then he has another song that's not here called The Song of the Count that I thought was rather ominous in the setting of it, I guess. Like, I remember that.
I have an amazing Song of the Count print in my office here.
Do you really?
I don't know the artist, and I'm so embarrassed that I can't remember the artist.
Oh.
It might be Luke Flowers.
Okay.
It might be friend of Tough Pigs, Luke Flowers.
I love Luke Flowers.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Okay.
Like, it's done in a style that looks a lot like Luke Flowers' style, which is why I think it's Luke Flowers. But it's also done vaguely in the style of, like, a classic horror movie poster.
Really?
So it looks like a tagline, and it says, "Once I've started counting, it's really hard to stop.
Yeah.
I could count forever, count until I drop," is written out like it's the tagline of a movie. And then it says, "The Song of the Count."
Wow.
Now counting February 1973. And then it has all of the other lyrics written in the font that you would use for, like, the cast list on a poster.
Okay, yeah, the really skinny one.
Yeah, I love this. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my prized Muppet poster.
Well, now I have to find that poster and put it in the show notes, so hopefully I will.
But the Count sings about bones, skeleton. One thing that I do want to point out is you don't have a bone in your nose, and the Count says you do.
Nope, this is cartilage, Count.
Yeah.
It's just different. I thought this song was going to teach us that there are 206 bones in the human body.
That was something else I was thinking of. He says, so many you can't count them. And I can definitely count the bones in the human body.
Right. We don't stick around for the Count to finish counting them, but that left me wondering, if I didn't learn that number there, why do I know that number? It's a fact I remember learning. It stands out to me for some reason. And I thought it was here, but nope.
Yeah, no, the Count says you can't count them, and he's the expert.
Yeah. He knows all the numbers. Well, after this song, we get a very 90s page turn wipe to Baby Bear and a girl named Eileen hanging out on the Count's balcony?
Yeah, so this is, again, like I said, these moments with the other 90s Sesame Street characters in what appears to be an outdoor area, like a balcony, but is obviously a set, like it's obviously a matte painting behind them.
Yeah.
Or not a matte paint, whatever. It's the sky, I'm saying, is the sky matte. Yeah.
It's lighting. It's lighting on canvas.
That's it. Thank you. I knew you knew the theater tech better than I did. But the Count and Elmo do address these as if they are something they are aware is happening.
Yeah.
But also, Elmo at the beginning wasn't like, can Elmo and his friends come visit to tell you funny, scary jokes?
No.
So I guess just Baby Bear and Rosita and Kingston Livingston III, as in 3, are just here in the Count's castle with children telling jokes. But Baby Bear wants to know a little bit about bats.
Yeah. They go back to the bat well for this, or the belfry, I guess.
Okay, here goes. Where does a bat go to get clean?
I don't know, where does a bat go to get clean?
The bathtub!
So if I can give Baby Bear some notes.
Please do.
Jokes don't work as well when you use the word in the setup and the punchline.
Yeah.
Like, where does a vampire go to get clean?
The bathtub. Oh, that's already a better joke.
Admittedly, at my wedding, we did replace the bathroom signs with signs that said bat room.
Beautiful.
But they're not allowed to say vampire on Sesame Street.
No, I guess not.
They just don't. I mean, like, I don't have that written in a document. Like, I've never heard that directly from anyone at Sesame Workshop, but I cannot think of a time they said vampire on Sesame Street. Considering they have a character who is a vampire, they do not say it.
No, not once.
So that's my note for Baby Bear. But hey, Baby Bear is here, and also Eileen.
And my question for the Count is, why aren't these two invited on your castle tour that you're giving Elmo?
Again, I have no idea. Like, we don't have time for that, though, because the tour continues.
Yes.
Count and Elmo do laugh at Baby Bear's joke. They heard it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And now Elmo tells a joke that I didn't write down.
Yeah, no, it's Elmo's turn. And he asks, what is a ghost's favorite game?
I'm laughing already.
It's hide and shriek.
Okay, do you get it? Because Shriek is a Batman Beyond villain?
Now I get it. Oh, it makes perfect sense. That, to my understanding, is most of what ghosts do, isn't it? They hide, you can't see a ghost normally, and they shriek sometimes.
Yeah, it depends on the ghost.
Yeah, but that one's so funny, even a painting behind Elmo starts laughing. It looks like the Mona Lisa if she too were a Muppet who kind of looks like the Count, and however you're visualizing that right now is not quite what it looks like.
No, it's not. It's, Muppet Wiki points out that it was by graphic designer Mike Pantuso.
Okay.
And Mike Pantuso's style is all over Sesame Street at this era.
Mm-hmm.
so many things. Looks like wow. He even designed the WASA logo, the Worm, Air, and Space logo.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
And the Trash Gordon cover. So his work is all over Sesame Street, and if you see it, you'd recognize it. But if you aren't me and don't think a lot about Mike Pantuso, then no, this doesn't look like what you think, and I don't really love this, but this is the Grona Lisa.
The Grona Lisa. It's his famous portrait of the Countess Grona Lisa.
It doesn't count as a funny, scary joke.
No, is Grona Lisa supposed to also be a ghost, do we think? Because otherwise the name doesn't make sense. She didn't groan at the joke, she liked it.
I don't think she's a ghost. I think she's a countess, which in the context of Sesame Street is a race of purple people with weird accents.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just a haunted painting or just a portal that she's hanging out in. Hey, Count, I live in this painting in your house.
Yeah, well, what does the Count say? It's not good.
The Count refers to the painting as his famous portrait of the Countess Grona Lisa. Do you think he painted this?
Well, Mike Pantuso
painted it. Okay, well, that's good. But Grona Lisa's laughter made Elmo jump, and Elmo insists he's not afraid, though he does know all about being afraid. And now it's his turn to flash back to this one time when he scared a friend of his named Julia. And it's Julia Roberts.
Julia and Elmo are going to show you what it looks like when someone is afraid. Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to be the someone who is afraid.
Yeah, Julia Roberts is the only celebrity on this tape.
She sure is.
And it's not like she recorded this for Elmo Says Boo.
No, this is from years before. Muppet Wiki tells me this was taped in August 1990, which means Julia Roberts is 22 years old here. And her hair's cut short, which means she was absolutely taping this either during or closely after she filmed Hook.
Yeah, and boy, you can tell. You brought that up, and that just unlocked everything, because this girl looks like Tinkerbell.
Yeah, this is her Hook haircut.
And the hook brings you back, so...
Wow. This is Julia's first of two appearances on Sesame Street. Kind of. In 1998, she appeared in a special called The Rosie O'Donnell Show on Sesame Street, riding in what appears to be a rather cramped limo with the two-headed monster. But here she's helping Elmo by showing us what being afraid looks like, because Elmo's gonna scare her.
It almost feels like, everything that this special suggests, or rather, it almost feels like everything the Elmo Says Boo album suggests, that Elmo loves to sneak up on people and scare them.
Yeah, he sang a whole song about it.
Is entirely based on this sketch with Julia Roberts.
Oh, that must be... This is the basis of this whole thing.
It's as if the songwriter only saw this sketch with Elmo and Julia Roberts and then sat down to write a song for Elmo.
Right. Hey, I need to write a song about Elmo. I don't know anything about him. It's supposed to be scary. All right, can someone go to the archives and find something about Elmo being scary? Found this with Julia Roberts. Be perfect. Let's go.
It's super cute, though.
Oh, it is.
I love 80s and early 90s Elmo when he's just a little rougher.
Yeah.
A little more annoying. And I mean that, Elmo's always kind of annoying. I'm sorry, I said it. But I mean, like intentionally annoying. Like, the plot was that people were annoyed by him.
Yeah, his first attempt is him just flailing his arms and going wah, 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 at her, and that just makes Julia laugh, so that upsets him.
Julia, that is not afraid.
I'm sorry, Elmo, but you made me laugh.
But Elmo's trying to make you afraid.
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll try again, okay?
Okay. Elmo will try harder, okay?
Okay.
And this is, Elmo says he's a monster. He's supposed to be able to make people feel afraid. He's supposed to be scary, which reminds me of the movie Monsters University. Once again, Pixar may have taken inspiration from the Muppets.
I feel like they've been pretty open about Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University being based on the Muppets.
Oh, beautiful.
The purple guy in Monsters University, who's voiced by Charlie Day,
Oh, yeah.
They have explicitly said was inspired by Java.
Oh, now that you say that, that makes perfect sense. I didn't clock that, but yeah, oh, he's Java.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, I don't remember his name, but Charlie Day played him.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know Java by name, you know Java. It's the one that looks like a horseshoe.
Yeah.
And dances. It's great. So Elmo tries one more time. Elmo walks behind Julia this time and jumps out again and does the same thing. But this time, Julia shrieks and runs away.
Wow.
Great scream. She's a consummate professional. Elmo's very pleased with her demonstration of what being afraid looks like. So he calls out to Julia for her to come back, but somehow she sneaks up behind Elmo on the other side of the screen and scares him. And this is all taking place on one of those plain empty sets where it looks like they're in the void. So I don't know how space-time works in there. It's very easy for me to believe Julia walked off one side of the screen and appeared on the other behind Elmo without him knowing.
Because you always, when people have me on a podcast, they expect Muppet minutia. That sort of placeless set is called limbo, is the technical term Sesame Workshop uses for it.
It's technically called limbo?
Yes.
Wow.
On Sesame Street scripts, if they're filming something that requires that set, it is referred to as limbo.
That is amazing.
So...
Love that little detail. Wow.
It's why Nobody or Floating Face sometimes is called Limbo because it required the Limbo set. Anyway.
Okay. Huh.
More deep cut early Henson characters.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, no, thank you. This is wonderful information. So next, I'm enjoying the format of this video. It's structured like an episode of Sesame Street was at the time. So this is now an animated segment from 1985 showing a big orange circle approaching a smaller yellow circle. But when the orange circle gets close, it stops and morphs into more of a blob, kind of closely examining the yellow circle, deems it safe, and we see the orange circle smile and extend an arm to pet the yellow circle, which then sprouts legs and a tail, bares some sharp teeth, and growls like a dog, causing the orange creature to scream and run away. And then the yellow one laughs like Muttley and rolls away, and this has been another example of afraid.
I kind of hate this one.
Yeah, it's one of those short little, well, we gotta put something in here. I like when Sesame Street used to do that when it felt like a commercial for children.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, one thing that I do really admire about old Sesame Street was just like the variety of styles and that some things were very abstract and, didn't necessarily even say like afraid at the end or like, wow, the yellow ball is afraid. Like, again, it was exposing kids to all different types of media and all different types of storytelling. Now, I don't like this one, but I can respect that the show is doing it.
Yeah, and these are the shorts that I feel like are missing from modern Sesame Street. They don't include these anymore.
Well, they don't include any shorts anymore.
Yeah, but I also understand we're not in the target audience anymore, and we haven't been for a bit, so I wasn't in the target audience when this special was made. But enough about how old we're getting. Here's a musical segment featuring someone I haven't seen in a very long time.
The Count? You saw him like 5 minutes ago. He was showing you the Grona Lisa.
Oh, you got me. All right. No, I'm talking about Lillian, who was on Sesame Street in the early 90s. She ran an in-home daycare where she looked after, among other kids, Maria and Luisa's daughter, Gabby.
And I believe Baby Natasha, my favorite Muppet.
Oh, yeah, Baby Natasha.
Not my favorite Muppet, but one of my favorite Muppets.
Yeah, she's up there.
She is at a set from 90s Sesame Street called Birdland. And here's something that's really interesting about Birdland and 90s Sesame Street. For those of you guys listening who are not 90s Sesame Street experts like yours truly, in the 90s, and I think also the late 80s, okay, maybe I'm not an expert.
That sounds about right. Because it's Hoots the Owl's nightclub.
Yes, it first appeared in 1987.
Okay.
It is literally, there was a recurring location on Sesame Street in the late 80s and early 90s that was a jazz nightclub that was mostly frequented by birds. And I'll tell you something, I love it. Like watching clips from this era, it basically always meant you were going to see some kind of jazz or classical performer.
Yeah.
Do something weird.
Was this where Patti LaBelle missed her ex?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
It's a similar looking set.
I feel like that one's older than 1987. That's why I asked him, like, wait a minute. Because it's similar, but...
Yep, it is 1 year before 1987.
Oh, wow.
But it's a similar set.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some fun stuff that definitely used to happen here in this set that, like, I'm blanking on right now, of course, because I'm so focused on funny, scary jokes.
It's fine. We're locked in.
But here, Lillian is singing Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the count.
Just dial Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Count! Stop at 5.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lillian. You know how I get once I get...
I've got 1 hour verse. Try to get it right.
And this is fun, and Lillian has a great singing voice.
She does, yeah. Lillian is performed by Lillias White, who is best known from Broadway. From 1991 to 92, she was Grisabella on Cats, in Cats. That's the one who sings Memory, kids.
Sure is.
She won a Tony Award in 1997 for Best Featured Actress in the musical The Life.
I don't know that one.
Which I'm not familiar with. No, me neither.
The Muppeturgy gang are yelling right now.
Oh, absolutely they are. Sorry, everyone. But in 2023, she played Hermes in Hadestown. I know that one.
I do know that one.
I just found out that's 2 of my kids' favorite musical now is Hadestown. I'm like, hey,
no
all
kidding.
Right. Yeah.
On the Elmo Says BOO album.
Yes.
This song is featured.
But it's not this version, is it?
Correct. In the version on the album, Elmo sings the Lillian parts.
Oh, no.
It's not as good. And the dynamic where the Count keeps interrupting Lillian in this, the Count keeps interrupting Lillian to keep counting when Lillian stops in the song.
Right.
And Lillian is getting frustrated with the Count. Doesn't work as well with Elmo doing the same routine.
Oh, no. Yeah, no. Lillian is the perfect straight woman to do this.
Elmo doesn't work as well as a straight man.
No, he really doesn't. But Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a parody of the song Pennsylvania 6 5000, but with more counting. Muppet Wiki says the name of the Count's band is the All Bat Band, but they're not bats.
They have ears on, though.
Yeah, they're wearing pointy bat ears, and I didn't realize that's what they were because they look less like a colony of bats and more like a flock of seagulls.
I see what you're doing
Good
there.
night.
I was going to say, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
When your kids are asking for a Halloween treat, Elmo Says BOO is silly and sweet. For great new videos full of funny friends, come to Sesame Street.
Mom, play it again.
From Sony Wonder. Always collectible, now available at these locations.
Count Micro Machine Man here. I live for the night, so I carry my own light. Micro lights. Touch them like snow, they really glow, but that's not all. Try these amazing Micro Machines light to sound vehicles. They come with a mighty mini building, have a real glowing emergency lights and make 2 sounds. Check out these super micro lights with lights that glow and passengers to go. Where do you play with this light and sound show? The Combat City playset. There's a happening heliport, military lift, pivoting gun turret, and fantastic firing rocket. But look out, in case of a real emergency. Get the Emergency City playset. There's the fabulous White House, ambulance station, rear ramp, and helipad. Micro lights, lighted sound vehicles, super micro lights, and playsets, each sold separately from Galoob. Remember, if it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing!
Hey, this is TC.
And this is Jim from The Studio Demands It,
a bi-weekly screenwriting podcast where every episode we conceptualize and craft an entire screenplay based on the demands of one of our listeners acting as a studio.
From hypothetical sequels of popular franchises,
to reboots or reimaginings of films that deserve a fresh chance,
to hypothetical films that simply must be brought into existence.
Join the creative process over at studiodemandsit.com. Hope to see you there. See...
Well,
I can't see us.
Hope to hear them there?
Hope to hear us there.
Yep.
We're now back on the balcony again after that, and this time...
Dan!
Yes, thank you. Or is it...
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. You were probably confused because I was speaking Spanish.
Yes.
Let me start all over again.
Yes, please.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Oh, Mike Westfall, don't cry. It's just a joke.
Yeah, see, it's actually Rosita who says boo in here. I don't think Elmo says boo until much later.
It's true.
Yeah, but no, Rosita is with another girl who isn't named. I thought her name was... See, when I looked it up, I think it's actually spelled Tantan, but it's Rosita. It's with her Spanish accent, so it's Tantan.
Yeah.
Tantan! What? Long story, I'm speaking in Spanish. Tantan is the Spanish for knock-knock.
I thought it was her name, like John John.
Oh, sure. No, but it is. Rosita explains that was the Spanish word for knock-knock.
Yeah. And this kid's a fine young actor who pauses for the briefest of moments to consider the joke before giving Rosita a good laugh at a joke she has absolutely heard before.
And one of the things, and I remember Anthony commenting on this, but man, is Carmen Osbar's a champ. Rosita is always, you just want to hug Rosita every time Rosita appears.
I do.
This joke is maybe the worst, or you know what? It might be the best joke in this special.
It might be.
But it's the oldest one that everyone has heard.
Yeah, here's the thing. There is no way this kid hasn't heard boo-hoo before. That's one of the first ones you learn after you learn how a knock-knock joke works.
Uh-huh.
Because first you have to know the setup of a knock-knock joke to understand that. You learn the setup of a knock-knock joke, then you get to boo-hoo, then you get to the advanced stuff like banana and orange.
And interrupting cow.
Well, back to the Count, who informs us we're now up to 5 funny, scary jokes, counting Rosita's, as he and Elmo pass his famous pipe organ, and Elmo invites the Count to tell another one, and we get...
What is the scariest ride in the amusement park?
The Haunted Mansion.
Well, since this is...
I don't know. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Pretty scary.
Well, since this is 1997, the answer is the extraterrestrial alien encounter.
Oh, you're right. It is Alien Encounter. They didn't make it Stitch yet.
No, still wasn't Stitch. Still was the very terrifying alien encounter, which I loved. First time I watched this, I was afraid he was going to say the scary go round, and pleased to hear the punchline to actually be the roller ghoster. Okay.
Which is pretty funny because roller coasters can be pretty scary.
They can.
You a roller coaster guy, Westfall?
I am a roller coaster guy.
That's true. Hey, have you ever ridden a roller coaster called Rockin' Roller Coaster featuring the Muppets?
I sure have. I was one of the first humans to do that. You can read and watch all about it on toughpigs.com. Thank you all so much for letting me do that.
Of course.
I talked about it briefly when I had Anthony on last episode, but I got to represent Tough Pigs at a preview for the Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. And the only reason was because Anthony knew I lived close and they needed someone to be able to drive over. And so I am eternally grateful for y'all.
Anyway, the roller coaster.
Yeah, that was a new punchline to me, but not, it seems, to the organ, which Elmo is shocked to discover play by itself. Thankfully, the Count speaks organ and translates for us, explaining the organ's heard that old joke before. So the Count asks it, do you want to tell a joke? And the organ plays this fun little melody for a few seconds.
What's the organ saying now?
And I can't wait to hear what the joke is, but it's not a joke. Organ's a musical instrument. It wants to hear a song. What kind of song? A monster song. So in we go to our next spooky Halloween segment with Elmo and 3 other Muppet monsters, none of whom look like each other and are initially aggressive about it.
Hey, you don't look like me.
You don't look like me.
He doesn't look like Elmo.
Yes, we're all different, but we're the same, 'cause we are all monsters.
I like also that before we get to this segment, Elmo is like, the Elmo who's with the pipe organ is like, Elmo thinks he knows this one.
Yeah. Like, stop me if you've heard this one before. I have.
But here's what's interesting about this song that you might know. Oh, so they sing We Are All Monsters.
Yes.
A song about how even though they look different, they're all monsters.
That's right.
You know, a pretty obvious metaphor for like racism and discrimination, all those things. Here's what you probably know about this, Mike, but maybe our home audience doesn't.
Yes.
This is the dubbed version.
Yeah, so this is a much older... This sketch is much older than this special. It's from 1980. And it's Elmo's first ever appearance on Sesame Street, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. This monster appears in this and is played by Jerry Nelson.
Yeah, and he gives him this low, raspy voice originally. He don't look like me.
I am blue.
I am green.
I am red.
I am gray.
What's the difference anyway?
We are all monsters.
But for this, because they needed continuity, they had Kevin Clash dub in all of the Elmo parts. It's a pretty good dub job because everybody else sounds the same. It's still Jim Henson doing one of them. Still Richard Hunt doing one of them.
They redubbed it, I should say, not for this special. It was redubbed in 1990.
Oh, okay.
And it did just appear whenever it would appear from 1990 forward. It had this.
Huh.
Because the Elmo with a deep voice, would appear in a couple things. You know what's a sketch that I love that features the deep voiced Elmo?
Oh,
that also got a newer version in the 90s is one of my other signature Sesame Street songs, Prairie Dawn's "All by Myself," which does feature a deep voiced Elmo.
Oh yeah.
And that they just filmed a entirely new version of with the Oinker sisters, instead of
really.
Yeah,
huh.
That one's a little less famous than the original. They show the original on a loop at the Museum of the Moving Image, though.
Okay, no, I thought the Oinker sisters were a one-hit wonder this whole time.
Oh no, they've got.
They literally found a new way to walk.
And then they did some other stuff with it.
Wow.
You know what's the problem with this dub, though?
What?
Did you catch what's weird about it?
I don't know if I did.
Elmo says I.
Hey, you're right.
I am short.
I am tall.
Doesn't matter much at all.
It's one of the only times that Elmo says I.
Huh.
Because Kevin Clash is literally singing just the lyrics as written.
Right.
And to match the mouth flaps, he has to say I instead of Elmo.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. At the beginning, Elmo uses Elmo in third person, but then as the song goes...
Yeah, when singing, he does not.
It's Elmo singing a song.
But often when he's singing a song, he does change it to Elmo.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Huh.
I believe we have a Muppet Wiki page about this. Yep, we do. There is a Muppet Wiki page called Elmo Speaking in the First Person with a complete list of times where Elmo says I.
Can't imagine it's that long.
It's pretty long.
Wow.
Because they're counting literally everything.
Yeah, I guess, but... in my experience, Elmo's pretty good at referring to Elmo self in the third person.
Yeah, but you know how many episodes Elmo appears in?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
If he does this in 30 episodes, that's still like less than 1% of the Elmo episodes.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, so you should check out that article on Muppet Wiki, Elmo Speaking in the First Person. Yeah, We Are All Monsters. And then... it's time for my favorite Muppets. in the world. Two of the most nuanced and thoughtful characters ever conceived by the team at Jim Henson Workshop. Any of the Henson productions. There's no characters more meaningful than Joey and Davy Monkey. Mike, Joey and Davy Monkey capture a true nuanced portrayal of what emotions are, because Joey and Davy Monkey like bananas.
You don't say.
And they say the word bananas in a funny voice.
Bananas.
And that is basically the extent of Joey and Davy Monkey.
You now know everything there is to know about Joey and Davy Monkey. I think the only other fact you might need to know about Joey and Davy Monkey is that they are the very originally named Joey and Davy, performed by Joey Mazzarino and Davy Rudman.
You also need to know that they do have a cousin, Vinny.
Oh, that's right.
As revealed in a sketch with Marissa Tomei.
Oh, of course. So Joey and Davy see their friend Nicky, a young human boy, sitting on the balcony and looking very bored with his chin resting in his hands. Kid, you're in a castle. A Muppet Count invited you to his castle, I'm assuming, and you're bored? I guess you've been exiled to the balcony with Joey and Davy Monkey, so fine. Unfortunately, Joey and Davy followed the old writing adage of write what you know, so their funny, scary joke is...
Okay, what did the ghost give the monkeys to eat?
Yeah. What did the ghost give the monkeys to eat?
I don't know. What did the ghost give the monkeys to eat?
Bananas!
This is deep and thoughtful character writing. This is a masterclass on characterization. These monkeys like bananas.
And, well, it's masterclass in acting for this kid, because the joke was so bad, it was acknowledged as being bad on camera by a child who just rolls his eyes.
There is a great picture. The screenshot for this on Muppet Wiki is maybe my favorite thing, because it is these two monkeys laughing uproariously and this blonde kid holding his head in his hands and rolling his eyes so big. I'm going to use this as a reaction image for everything now.
Oh, beautiful. Which, like, he gets to hang out with Muppets on a castle set looking the most bored and unimpressed.
Yeah, here's the problem. He got stuck hanging with Joey and Davy Monkey.
Yeah, sure. It's like, oh, great. I get the D list. But good news, everyone. This funny, scary joke, or at least this joke...
It's not really either, is it?
It is neither. But it's followed immediately by what might be my favorite Sesame Street sketch of all time.
Same.
Bert and Ernie exploring an Egyptian pyramid.
Wow. Isn't this terrific, Ernie? A real Egyptian pyramid.
I don't know, Bert. I'm afraid.
For the, I want to say 40th anniversary of Sesame Street, they did an official t-shirt design contest that anyone could enter.
Oh, wow.
And I entered a shirt, and I should post the art of this because I'm still pretty proud of it. I entered a shirt that was sort of in a hieroglyphic style, like in a very flat Egyptian-like style of this Bert and Ernie. I love this sketch. This is Bert and Ernie in the Pyramid. What a great sketch. Although this is a shorter version that cuts some of my favorite lines.
Yeah, no, it cuts a whole middle of this, which I love. But this is a classic. It's from 1982. You included this in Tough Pig's own list of top 70 Muppet moments.
I sure did.
I love that this is included in the Halloween video that's not really a Halloween video, but this absolutely belongs here. One, yeah, it's in a pyramid, and this is essentially the Muppet version of Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy. But also, I've read a lot of comments that this segment scared them when they were little.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, this really does have all the elements of a short horror film.
It does, and that's why I kind of hate that they put the shorter version, because I think it loses something without the necessary middle of a horror film.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and you know what's weird? I mentioned being a really scaredy cat kid. I wasn't afraid of this one.
Neither was I.
I found it funny.
Oh, yeah, it's super funny. I guess... Well, there's another Tough Pigs article I found by your pal Stacey Rosen, whom I haven't met yet.
Uh-huh.
But she titled it, The Sesame Street Sketch You Might Have Repressed. I certainly didn't repress the sketch itself. Perhaps I may have repressed any fear I had of it, because I don't remember ever being scared by it either. But rewatching this after reading that article made me realize this really was formative horror for me. And it might be related to why my fear coping mechanism is laughter. Like, if I'm at a haunted house type attraction or watching a scary movie, I laugh when something startles me. And now I think maybe this sketch might be responsible for that. Because as memorable as the frightening parts are, even watching Ernie scream, "Bird!" after an old Egyptian statue that looks like him comes to life and taps him on the helmet can be unnerving. But I also latched onto the funny parts of this. The part in the middle that's not here, just Ernie out of breath trying to say this like in his best Lou Costello impression. And of course, the thing that is in here, Ernie singing Rubber Ducky and the statue dancing with him. It's so good.
It's so good.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make best time look fun. Rubber Ducky, I'm awfully fond of you.
And it teaches us that sometimes our worst fears are just our imagination running wild on us. I feel like we could all use to remember that, I think.
But I feel like that's not what it teaches us, because it is a real statue. I mean, it is really alive.
Yeah.
I don't know what it teaches us. It's just a fun sketch. I guess it teaches us to not be afraid and not judge things, right away, because in the end, the statue was nice, not scary.
Yeah.
Statue knows Rubber Ducky.
Statue knows Rubber Ducky. I wish it kept the part in where Ernie asks, "You didn't tap me, did you, statue?" "Sure I did." That's gone.
Yeah, my favorite part is when Bert, I always say, I think this is in my mention of the, when we did our 70 Muppet moments, Bert asking the statue where he parks his bicycle, which for whatever reason, I think is the funniest thing.
Yeah, the statue would know that, being in this pyramid the whole time. Who knows how many thousands of years. I also don't like that they added, mood music to this sketch that did not need to be in there.
Yeah. It feels like that maybe was trying to cut tension.
Maybe. I don't know. Just don't Star Wars Special Edition up Classic Sesame Street, please.
Yeah, you know what they should have done? They could have just cut this next sketch, which is 8 Bats, which is, an artist, O.A. Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Which, no disrespect to O.A. Gustafsson, who, again, it's interesting, but this is just 8 bats that we just count to 8.
Well, before that.
Oh, look at that. I forgot. Yes, there is something before that.
I'm sorry. If we had Elmo in the count, who asks if anyone else wants to hear a funny, scary joke, and this time a suit of armor standing in a corner speaks up, I would. This is Sir Count-A-Lot. He likes good jokes, and he cannot lie.
Hey, boo!
And his joke, our 8th of the evening, which is why there are 8 bats, is what's the scariest thing you can have for lunch? A lot of food jokes in this special. But the answer is...
The scariest thing you can have for lunch is...
A sandwich!
Sandwich. Thankfully, Sir Count-A-Lot pauses before which, so we get it. But he says it like Curly from the Three Stooges.
I mean, he says it like Joey Mazzarino.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He says it in the Joey Mazzarino voice.
The Joey, yeah. But then joke number 8 is immediately followed by the O.A. Gustafsson 8 bats.
8.
8 bats.
This whole series of number animations by him was for another children's show in Sweden in the 70s called, oh boy, I'll do my best here. Femmirer Alfluren Fiery Elefanter. That is the name of the show, which translates to 5 ants are more than 4 elephants. Great title. Love that.
You know what? Hold on, because that's true.
5 ants are more than 4 elephants. But enough about bats and ants and elephants. It's time for another scary monster, Frazzle.
Now we're talking my language, and my language is...
They just drop a song about Frazzle in here because he's another scary-looking monster.
This is one of my favorite songs. This is Frazzle.
He goes, ah, that's how he laughs. He goes, ah, that means he's glad. He goes, ah, that means he's having the greatest time that he ever had.
Not my favorite Sesame Street songs. One of my favorite songs.
Sure. Great song. This one's been around since 1975. Frazzle is accompanied by the Frazzle Tones, led by Christopher Surf, doing the one of the Frazzle Tones here. He's not doing the actual puppetry, just the vocals. Y'all remember Little Chrissy of Chrissy and the Alphabeats? The rock and roll voice. But the real star of the song Frazzle is, of course, Frazzle, who shows us his range of emotions. First off, if you have never seen Frazzle, imagine a furry, bright orange monster Muppet with yellow eyeballs, a big, bushy, furrowed unibrow, and a row of sharp upper teeth under which Frazzle's tongue is permanently just waggling outside his mouth. He looks like the world's ugliest dog, and he's amazing.
I love him. I always did.
Frazzle's great. I always found him charming. And no matter how he's feeling, he expresses himself with that same sound you did earlier, Becca, just that, ah!
Oh, that was really good.
Oh, thank you. It's just, that's a laugh growl, we are told.
Yes, that's what the subtitles call it.
Yeah, or to the song's point, it could also be a cry growl.
Yeah, because listen... That noise could mean something like, that means he's sleepy, that means he's not, that means yes, that means no, or that means thank you for the dinner, but it's getting pretty late, and now I really must go.
Yes. And I'm glad that 3 of his buddies are explaining how Frazzle sounds when he's happy, sad, hungry, angry, sleepy, not sleepy, and to the untrained ear, it all sounds the same to us. Wonderful little song. But back to joke time on the balcony. This one's told by a Muppet named Kingston Livingston III.
As in 3.
As in 3.
Hey, Joseph, listen up. What bat knows its ABCs?
I don't know what bat does know its ABCs.
The alpha bat. Get it? Alpha bat?
Yeah.
I know his name. I don't know his deal. What is Kingston's story?
Kingston Livingston is... he is a Muppet who is very cool in his own way. That was like his whole deal.
Okay.
His signature song, which again was what I reference every time I say Kingston Livingston III, as in 3, is his signature song, Just Happy to Be Me, later performed by the Fugees in Elmo Palooza.
Okay.
They perform a version with different lyrics. But his whole thing is like, Kingston's just a cool kind of chill dude. Kingston is like if Clifford was a child, and not just because he's also played by Kevin Clash, but he's like the cool, chill dude, but he's cool sometimes in his own unique way. And he's basically just like a slightly older kid who all the Muppets know. He's not in too many episodes, but again, he had a couple songs that would appear a lot. Just Happy to Be Me that I mentioned. There was also, he had a new version of The Cat Had a Birthday.
I remember him singing that version, yeah.
The song originally sung by David on Sesame Street.
Right.
And a song called Kingston's House Party, where he invited everybody inside his house.
Wow.
But yeah, I liked him a lot as a kid, just because he's he's a fun Kevin Clash character. He had a lot of fun raps. His raps were always very catchy.
Oh, nice.
I voted for the Fugees cover of Just Happy to Be Me to be in our 70 Best Muppet Moments, but that one didn't make it past the planning stage.
Okay. Well, at least the pyramid did. That's the important one.
Yeah, of course.
But Kingston's here telling a boy named Joseph our 9th funny, scary joke. What bat knows its ABCs? The alphabet.
So just some notes for Kingston Livingston. It doesn't work great when you put the word in the punchline also in the setup. So maybe Kingston Livingston should have said, what vampire knows his ABCs?
Can't say vampire.
But you can't say vampire.
Can't say vampire.
Also, as Anthony Strand points out in his article, this kid, Joseph, just wants to stare at Kevin Clash.
Yeah, he's looking down the whole time. Something I did not do when I was interviewing Janice and Floyd at Rock and Roller Coaster, because I was there to interview Janice and Floyd.
It's one of those things where, again, because I've had the pleasure of meeting Muppets a couple times in my long and storied Tough Pigs career,
and
you really don't think to look at the performer when the Muppet.
You don't.
And again, I'm a 34-year-old woman. Like, I know that Prairie Dawn isn't real. I know that Prairie Dawn is, a sock with a wig on it.
Right.
But when Prairie Dawn is out and talking to you, I'm not thinking about Stephanie DeBruzzo.
No, you're thinking about Prairie Dawn, because just because you see how the magic's being made doesn't mean that it's not happening.
But this kid is more fascinated by Kevin Clash.
Yeah, no, he's in awe of how the sausage is being made. But speaking of bats, a group of them flying behind Elmo wants to tell one now, and here's their contribution.
What does the count say at the beginning of a baseball game? Ooh, Elmo doesn't know. What does the count say at the beginning of a baseball game? Batter up!
We did batter already.
Yeah. I think that's as funny and scary as that joke's going to get, though. We've hit peak baseball bat joke by throwing the count into the mix.
I do at least appreciate that they didn't say, what does the bat say? You know what? That's how they could have saved all of these other jokes.
Yeah, by making the count part of the question.
Where does the count go to get clean? A bathtub.
Yeah, and to our point, Anthony pointed out in his rating of this, the Count is not only a vampire, he's an umpire, which is funnier than the joke.
Yes.
But everybody loves the bat joke, and that leads us into our next bat song, The Batty Bat.
1, 2, 3, spread out the gig. 1, 2, 3, twirl round the floor. 1, 2, 3, left foot you swing. 1, 2, 3, then start to sing. 1, 2, 3, loud as you please. 1, 2, 3, counting with ease. 1, 2, 3, doing the Batty Bat.
This is a great Count song that we already talked a little bit about.
Yeah, a song about a dance the Count tells us is from his childhood in the Carpathian Mountains. That's right, Count Von Count is the original Carpathian to end up immortalized in New York City. Take that, Vigo.
Oh, my happy childhood in the Carpathian Mountains. How well I remember.
And this is from 1985.
1985, it's been stuck in one part of my brain or another for about 40 years now.
Oh, you know what? This first appears in the episode where the adults first see Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Oh! Well, that must be why I remember it so well, because that whole episode's kind of burned into my brain and has been for more than 40 years. Like, that's one of the first ones I remember consciously saying. Like, we went back and watched Mr. Hooper's Death and things like that. And Christmas Eve on Sesame Street was an annual watch for as long as I have been conscious. But, okay, The Batty Bat is a Joe Raposo song. I learned that Noel McNeil, who's better known to us as the titular Bear in the Big Blue House, was the assistant puppeteer for the Count in this sketch.
No kidding.
That is from a 2014 interview with our friend J.D. Hansel.
Oh, wow. Hey, J.D. Hansel.
Yeah.
Hi, J.D.
Hey, J.D. Well, believe it or not, there is still room in this belfry for more bat jokes, and here comes Telly Monster running onto the balcony with another one. He's running on because he almost missed his cue.
Am I late? Am I late? Did I miss it? Did I miss it?
Miss what, Telly?
I want to tell a funny, scary joke. Please, can I tell my...
Calm down, chill.
Okay.
You can say your funny joke.
Oh,
go ahead.
Great, thank you. All right, here it comes. What bat works for the circus?
I don't know. What bat does work for a circus?
I love this. This is so great. Thank you. Watch this. An acrobat.
Again, I wouldn't have used the word in the setup and the punchline.
No.
Maybe what's the Count's favorite performer at the circus?
Yeah.
But you know who saves this? Marty Robinson as Telly, having so much fun, running in late, and then also thinking that this joke is hilarious and wanting to tell it a second time.
Both times Telly tells this joke, because he tells it twice, this girl that he's telling the joke to gives the biggest belly laugh out of all the kids I think we've seen. She is the best actor of the bunch.
Which is interesting because I think this might be the worst joke. I feel like I've said that a lot.
It's down there. Not according to Anthony, though, because as the special progresses... Oh, wait, no, I don't know. Oh, no, yeah, he kept increasing the ranking of hilarity, of funniness of these jokes.
Yeah, the scariness varies, but the funniness always goes up.
No, it is exponentially increased as it goes on, which it should. And all right, that's joke number 11. We're closing in on the end of this video, so Elmo brings us home with a funny, scary joke lightning round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Funny, scary joke number 12. What's the first thing ghosts do when they ride in a car?
They set up their iPod.
Well, no, they have to fix their mirror first. No, they fasten their sheet belts.
Okay.
That one's pretty good, Elmo. What else you got? Number 13 is, what does a ghost put in his ice cream soda? Whipped scream.
You're already doing ice scream, though, as part of that joke. So it feels a little hat on a hat.
Yeah. This was tied in Anthony's reigning for scariest joke, noting these ghosts can bottle the screams of people they've whipped. Which is a terrifying thought.
How true.
And Elmo's last joke.
What is a baby ghost's favorite game? Peek-a-boo!
Okay.
He finally did it. Elmo said boo.
Elmo said boo.
27 minutes into this 30-minute special. That's his finisher.
Well, they wanted to keep... Listen, you know, like when you go to a concert and the musician, like, their encore is like their best known song.
Yeah.
You know, again, like I saw Florence and the Machine a while ago, and you know she came out to do Shake It Off for her encore.
Mm-hmm.
They know that people want to hear Elmo say boo because it's in the title.
Yeah.
If Elmo said boo 5 minutes in, people would just turn it off.
Oh, that's true. I had a friend was at something, and Marcy Playground, the one-hit wonder band who's famous for Sex and Candy, played that song third in their set, and everybody walked out. They did not get the memo. But thankfully Elmo did, so he finally says boo. He can't think of any more funny, scary jokes after that.
What do you mean? You can't think of anything else a bat can do? What's a bat's favorite food?
What is a bat's favorite food?
You know, I started saying the joke, bat nanas. I don't know.
Bat nanas.
Yeah.
Elmo can't think of any more, and neither can the Count, but the organ can. It's playing by itself again. Specifically playing the opening bars of Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Count! That spooky organ is playing by itself again!
This is one of those classical pieces I know specifically from cartoons. I've seen both Bugs Bunny and Tom Cat play this on the piano.
You know, that's a question I wanted to ask. What is the scary song that goes do 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 do
it's not this.
No, I know, because we're going to talk about the album real quick at the end, because we're almost at the end, but Elmo Says Boo, the song, is built around that chord progression.
It is delightfully called Misterioso Pizzicato.
Anyway, the organ plays that song.
Yeah, this is Hungarian Rhapsody number 2. I think we've also heard Victor Borge play it with Rolf on The Muppet Show.
Probably.
The later part of the Rhapsody is the more famous part. It's the one Donald and Daffy Duck are playing in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think Grover danced to it once. But according to the Count, translating for the organ, those opening bars from this piece of music from the 1800s means, with all those jokes, you must have worked up quite an appetite. So go to the kitchen for some Screech Cobbler.
The problem with this joke is it requires children to know what peach cobbler is.
Yeah, I didn't know what peach cobbler was when I was in the age demographic for this.
So I'm allergic to peaches, but I'm not sure I've ever had peach cobbler.
Okay.
I'm not sure I've ever been at a place where that has been served.
I have. I don't like peaches to begin with for some reason.
So if you were going to move, you probably wouldn't move into the country where you can eat a lot of peaches?
No, I wouldn't.
Nature's candy coming at you from a
can or pie.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love that song. Love that song. Love that band.
Of course you do, Mike Westfall.
Yeah, no surprise there. I think I'd prefer Booberry Pie over Screech Cobbler, and I don't like Booberry either, but I kind of want that to be a monster cereal now. Screech Cobbler. Somebody would like that. They could have the mascot be like a cartoon banshee.
Ooh, that's fun.
Right?
Anyway, the Count and Elmo think this is hilarious. This might be the hardest they laugh.
Yeah. This apparently counts as a joke. Elmo gets the honors of announcing the grand total of 15 funny, scary jokes we've heard tonight.
15!
Yes. He even does his best Count impression with his high-pitched which still impressively invokes a bolt of lightning. Elmo is terrified of his new powers and runs after the Count as the painting of the grown Elisa chuckles. And that is it. Spookalization complete.
We did it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the album real quick.
Okay.
So the first track, Elmo Says Boo, we've kind of alluded to a lot of it, is a song about how much Elmo loves scaring people.
Right.
And it's bad. It mentions that it's time to spookalize.
It's time to spookalize!
That's the best part of it.
Yeah, that is the best part of it. It suggests that the most important thing to Elmo is scaring people. And some of these rhymes are so forced. Every time I listen to it, the funniest part to me is when Elmo goes, "Gee, Count, what scares you?" And the Count goes, "How about a mask?" And Elmo goes, "Yes, a mask is very scary. Gee, I'm glad you asked." Right. And it's like, the Count didn't really ask. You just felt like you needed to rhyme something with mask.
Yeah. Well, they're doing improv. They're trying to make it all rhyme and fit.
Yeah, and speaking of making it all rhyme and fit, the Monster Mash. It's bad. We already talked a little bit about why it's bad. Mm-hmm. They change as many lyrics as they can. First, partially to avoid like sensitive topics.
Sure.
It feels like again, they don't mention graveyard. But then there's just also some weirdness because they try to make it about counting.
Yeah.
And also about the Sesame Street characters. But, okay, one of the characters they mention in this is Jackman Wolf.
Right? I didn't even know that was a character. Think of the Sesame Street news segments with Kermit, and sometimes he talks to the Three Little Pigs or Little Red Riding Hood, and here comes the Big Bad Wolf to get interviewed by Kermit. It's that Big Bad Wolf puppet, but as a radio DJ, Jackman Wolf, a parody of Wolfman Jack.
What's funny is he only appeared in VHS tapes.
Really? That's why I have no idea about what this was.
Only appeared in direct to VHS releases. So according to Muppet Wiki, he is literally in the Sesame Street home video Rock and Roll from the 80s.
Wow.
Or excuse me, from 1990, not the 80s.
Okay.
Right on the edge. That's why I was confused. And then would later appear in Kids' Favorite Songs, which came out 2 years after this. So you need to understand that when he is mentioned in this song, he had only appeared in one Sesame Street thing.
Huh. And they decided to shout him out because, hey, we need more monster characters that we know of have appeared on Sesame Street. Well, there's a wolf named Jackman Wolf. Why didn't they just say the Big Bad Wolf? That's an established character.
Now, here's what you really need to know.
What's that?
I kind of lied when I said this was the only place that Jackman Wolf appeared.
Oh?
Because the same year that Elmo Says Boo came out, in 1997, Sesame Place debuted the Rock Around the Block parade.
Okay.
Which was hosted by Jackman Wolf.
Wow.
This parade lasted for 13 years.
What? 1997, 2010. Oh, I just missed it.
Up until 2010, you could have seen Jackman Wolf as a walk-around character at Sesame Place.
Wow.
Despite him only appearing in 2 Sesame Street VHSs and being mentioned in the Monster Mash.
I missed the window completely. I have been to Sesame Place outside of Philadelphia twice in my life. One in 1984 and one in 2011 with my 1-year-old child. And it was Christmas time, so they wouldn't be doing this parade. So I missed Jackman Wolf.
Anyway, I wanted to talk about that. This is terrible. This album, the new songs are so bad. Roll This Pumpkin Down to Town with Elmo and the Count is bad. The version of Transylvania 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with Elmo instead of Lillian is bad.
Not as good, no.
And then almost every other track is either The Batty Bat and Bones Inside of You.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's stuff from the 1970s album Monsters. And then one of the best songs ever on Sesame Street, Monster in the Mirror, which surprisingly does not appear in this special.
No, it should have.
And I have no idea why. It would have been perfect.
Oh, it really would have. Oh, that's such a great song. Of course, the one on the album isn't like the one I remember, which has all the celebrity cameos ending with The Simpsons.
Yes.
Because they were that huge. But no, they're not going to be able to put that on the album. But still a great song without them.
But yeah. So thanks for spookalizing. We did it.
Yeah, we did. Thank you so much. I wish I'd known about this video when my kids were in the target demographic. They love Halloween, and they tolerate my dumb jokes, so this could have been a hit with them. I'll probably still show it to them, honestly. I think at least one would be on board with the jokes.
Yeah, high schoolers are, boy, I feel like a 15-year-old is gonna love the bat who knows his ABCs.
Can't wait to see their eyes roll in the back of their head. But I'm always happy to see Bert and Ernie in the Pyramid. It absolutely belongs on a Halloween playlist. The Julia Roberts bit was fun. I kind of wish they used the Susan Sarandon clip, but I guess that might have been confusing to some kids. Wait, we were just outside earlier. I don't know. But
I'm wondering, can I, and by I mean Shane Keating, can I make a better Sesame Street Halloween playlist?
I bet either you or Shane or both of you with your powers combined could.
Because I think there's some good stuff here, but like I would have liked Monster in the Mirror. I would have liked the Susan Sarandon one.
Yeah.
I would have liked the full version of Bert and Ernie in the Pyramid.
Really?
Maybe Bert and Ernie's Disguise Kit, one of my favorite sketches.
Oh,
which is about dressing up and knocking on doors.
Yeah.
I bet we could do it.
I bet you could. Oh, I wonder if that's coming soon. But Becca, thank you so much for braving this special and all its jokes with me. This was a blast.
I was a little scared, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I'm glad you toughed it out. And if people want to invite you to their kitchen for some screech cobbler, proceed with caution. But obviously the best place to find you is toughpigs.com.
It sure is. And I should say, I am allergic to peaches. I'm not allergic to screeches, however.
Oh, good. Okay. But anything specific there or elsewhere you want to point people toward?
Yeah, so toughpigs.com is, of course, the best place to find me, or the Tough Pigs Discord, which I moderate. You can find my podcast. It's still, there hasn't been a season 2 yet, but A Prairie Dawn Companion can still be found on the Muppet Fan Podcast with toughpigs.com feed. You can find me recording episodes of 70 Years, 70 Muppets, and video stuff. Maybe by now we'll have released some fun Sesame Street video stuff from me that I have cooking.
Ooh.
But we'll see. But you can also find me on social media at Tall Girl Petunia. We're kind of between seasons on my other podcast, Here Comes Tomorrow. But that's a podcast about the X-Men. If you're listening to this and you like the X-Men, it's specifically about Grant Morrison's X-Men and what those comics can teach us about living in a world that hates and fears us.
Mm-hmm. Please check out all of those links in the show notes or find them and me at adventcalendar.house. Becca's got her own page up there of all of the past episodes she's been on here and all of the links that I can fit on there. Well, we get back to Christmas in July in a couple of days, so prepare for battle. Until then, for Becca Petunia from my mysterious street I don't even know how to get to, this is Mike Westfall reminding you, as always, beware of the icy patch. Good night, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Retro Network.
Next time on the Advent Calendar House.
Scramble of a reindeer.
The epic battle for control of Christmas. Santa versus the Snowman.